going on, you guys, and welcome back to the Anime Plus podcast. This is your podcast for everything anime and anime related. And today's episode, we're going to do a mild breakdown of Solo Leveling Season 2. Solo Leveling obviously has had some crazy and intense hype over the past year. It won Anime of the Year last year for a lot of different people, a lot of different platforms. And then this year in 2025, we had it in the beginning of January, the winter season. And to be honest, bro, I wouldn't be surprised if it wins Anime of the Year, Anime of the Season, and all these crazy awards by the time the year is done. So, with that being said, me, your boy Aray, and my co-host Own, bro. Firstly, what's up, bro? How you doing?
Doing good, bro. Chilling.
Chilling, chilling, bro. All right. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna break down our experience watching the second season, and then we're gonna just talk about our personal opinions on it. Cool.
Um, down.
Yo, so low key, bro. Own, I know you didn't finish it. I know you have one episode left, but we're still running it.
Yeah, I mean the last episode is they're always just like conclusion episodes, you know what I mean? It's not like anything too crazy happens.
Mhm.
The main part, I mean, I saw the fight um with the Ant King, so um I'm pretty good on that.
I should have
My
probably said this before, but this is not gonna be spoiler free.
what's up?
I should have said this before, but this is not going to be spoiler free.
Yeah, this if you haven't watched season 2 of Solo Leveling, you might want to skip this episode.
And then come back to it after. Make sure y'all
Yeah,
go.
facts. Come back, yeah, facts. Come back to it after you watch it though. But yeah, let's get right into it, bro.
All right, so do you want to start off with like how the season started, or do you want to just talk about do you want to go episodically, or do you want to just talk about our general opinions first?
Let's go episodically, honestly. One thing I do want to say is, I don't remember all the names of all the enemies and all the characters. Okay,
Okay.
so in, instead of saying the Ant King's name, I just remember as him as Ant King. So don't kill me, firstly, and secondly, my nephew came over was over yesterday. I said Ant King, and he was like, "What?" I was like, so "Yeah, Ant King," and he was like, "Beirut is it? What's his name?"
Beru, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, bro, there's no way I'm remembering all these demons' names. So
Yeah, so I don't blame you. Firstly, we're used to Japanese names. We be watching anime, which is mostly Japanese adaptations. This one is obviously a manhwa created by a Korean company. I don't know if it's a Korean person or Korean company or whatever it was, but it's Korean. So the name is
yeah,
harder for sure.
yeah.
I don't know, but Beru, I feel like it's pretty obvious. You should know that one.
No, I know Beirut. Beirut because of Beirut.
Yeah, yeah, valid, valid.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, let's start off with how the first episode started in the season. So it started off with that red gate opening up, and then he kind of got trapped in. Remember the red gate?
Yeah. Red gates are just known to be a lot more deadlier um than just regular gates. And they weren't gonna go all the way, right? With the red gate?
Yeah, so the red gate was the one that they got trapped inside, and then once they got trapped inside, they were unable to leave until they beat the boss. So that's where the ice elf was, those bears.
Bro, that shit was sick, bro. The fight with the bears. And then he bro, his power is just so OP because the fact is that whoever he kills, he can just resurrect. So he has an endless supply almost.
Yeah.
Just
As long
corpse.
as his mana is not done, it's endless.
Exactly. It's literally endless unless his mana's done. And I think the bear was a great addition to um to the team. And that fight with the knight and with the wizard was honestly one of my favorites.
Yeah. I like the fact that he came in and like the other people, the other hunters just couldn't understand what the hell the Ice King or whatever was saying. And then boom, he could understand exactly what was going on because he was a system player, which I thought was kind of crazy. That's obviously going to be an arc way down the line.
And I think it was good that like he kind of struggled uh with killing him, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
He's been very OP like since this new season. Like yeah, at the end of last season he was also getting OP, but he still had a ways to go. You know what I mean? I feel like in this season he's been like solo leveling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so one thing I will say is a lot of people will say that Sung Jin Woo is overpowered, which yes, he is. His power is OP, he basically essentially always levels up and becomes stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. What I will say is they do a good job of making the current villains or the current people he's fighting somewhat on his level so that he does struggle in his fights.
Yeah, in certain fights, bro. I feel like um certain fights he does struggle, and those are the fights that are the best. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like honestly, the fight with the ant was elite, right? Animations were pure,
Hmm.
the best I've ever seen, if anything, right? But like, it wasn't that much of a struggle for him.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, yep.
Right. There was no like real life or death situation. Like he, for the most part, had it under control.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so that was one part with the Red Gate. The next part, bro, was him clearing that demon castle by himself, bro.
And he saved that. He brought that little girl with him.
Yeah, yeah. What do you think of that?
That fight was also nice. That bro, bro, it's just so fast. Everything happens so quick. Like, god damn, just back to back, we get two main boss fights. Kind of
Mm.
insane. Um, he was in there for a specific reason, right?
Yeah, so he can get the holy water of life, so he could save his mom. That was the
Exactly.
bonus that he would get for clearing it.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how the hell place looked. The whole world building aspect of this is it's kind of wild.
I thought the coolest thing was how he interacted with some of the characters within that castle. Like they got to the Ryder family, and they were like, "Oh shit, this dude's too strong, bro. Just spare us, and then we'll let you on to the next level." I was like, "Damn, bro, they just sold out the entire tower, bro."
No, that was pretty wild. I can't lie. And then also, I think it was it the episode where his dad got revealed?
Yeah, yeah, I think that was another thing, bro.
His dad got revealed. We don't know that it was his dad yet. He was in that interrogation room, getting interrogated. Um, but damn, bro, that's gonna be crazy. But getting back to the Demon King, just the fact that he's having to verse armies over here. It's not just like the Demon King and that's it, right? The
Yeah,
Demon King is surrounded by thousands of soldiers. And it's just crazy to see his soldiers versus like his army versus the other army, and then it's like boss versus boss. That was just sick.
right, right.
And in I remember like this was when he used the bear coup for the first time.
Yeah,
So yeah, the bear was just an amazing addition
yeah.
to.
We even talk about it. His whole ability, the arise that he was doing.
It's insane, right?
Yeah, honestly, bro, like the more he fights, just the more strong he gets, and like I really like the way they did it versus how they did it in the manhwa. I actually read the entire manhwa, but I like how they had the sound effect for when he would be able to pull spirits and make them fight for him. I thought it was pretty cool.
It's it's OP, bro. It's like kind of like no one else can do that.
Yeah. And on top of it, like, yeah, he's a necromancer, and that's his main quote unquote job or skill. But like he's still OP as hell when it comes to close quarter combat.
Yeah. I mean, the fact is that he's a magic type, but also he he levels up in every aspect. It's not only just the mana that he levels up in.
Yeah.
So he levels up in every aspect, and yeah, he's just a demon overall.
Yeah, for sure.
I love the way they depict like the eyes in solo leveling in general. Like Sung Jin Woo's eyes always go like blue, and that shit always looks so sick.
I will say though, in the manhwa, it was so much better, bro.
Really?
Yeah. If you
Damn.
like, I don't know where you can read it, maybe on the Webtoons app. I actually have a copy, but like the straight up panels, bro, the artwork is just insane. Like when he goes crazy, bro, like it looks exactly like that. with the blue eyes or whatever, but like you can see the aura on it, bro. Like this shit actually goes hard, dog.
Yes, yes, yes. Um, but yeah, this was an insane fight. Generally, um, bro, we got to see a showcase of all his, his whole army, pretty much fight, and animations were insane.
Mhm.
Um, I remember a part where he actually shielded himself. Have you ever seen the Pokemon episodes where, like, or like a Pokemon battle specifically where they'll use Protect?
Yeah, yeah.
So he used something like that too, and I thought that was pretty interesting. Like this dude has a counter for pretty much anything
Every
in the book.
right.
Like literally.
I think the craziest part is he has so many skills and abilities, but he's still able to use the right one at the right time. I feel like sometimes having too many abilities will fuck you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then what he does with his swords, where like he'll like throw a sword or like he'll like he'll just put it back into the inventory just for like extra mobility or whatever. Like it's kind of sick when he does that.
Yeah, for sure. What else? So we didn't even talk about the reawakening arc where he quote unquote reawakened, and then he went from
Oh
the
yeah.
weakest hunter, E rank, to obviously one of the strongest S rank hunters. What did you think about that whole arc where they showed that one celebrity actor, whoever it was, like he was supposed to have a big reveal, like, oh yeah, I'm an A rank, blah blah blah, and then he actually had the reawakening, and they found out he was an S rank. What did you think about that whole arc?
I mean, that was sick. The fact that, he got reevaluated.
Yeah,
Um, but the thing is, Sung Jin Woo, he makes it seem like it's not that big of a deal for him, right? No explanation. We don't know why it happens. We don't know what the causes are. And he's a guy that just doesn't speak, so the whole world's just not getting any information on this. And they're just like, how is someone going from E to S? He's out there, he ignores the two S ranks that want to speak to him.
yo, that shit was kind of hard, I'm not gonna lie.
He was kind of low key badass right there. He brushed them off. Um, and these were the two most notable S ranks too. It's not like they were just random people. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Um, yeah. I mean, right after that, he started getting job offers. Everyone tried picking him up to the guild. Just kind of insane. Um, but yeah, he just at this point had only one, care in mind, and that was reviving his mom. So he wasn't really up to getting into all these guilds and whatnot. So yeah.
Yeah.
But there was that old dude that he spoke to. That dude kind of reminds me of All Might.
Ah, they're gonna say Garp, bro. You're giving me Garp vibes a little bit, just a little bit.
Oh shit, you're right. In the way he looks, definitely.
Yeah, yeah. Wasn't name
I
like
w-
or something like that?
I was seeing it from like a way like what do you call it? All Might. He's his teacher technically, but he's like not that he's not. He's just not in the game anymore, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the same way where like that dude he's not in the game anymore. But he's trying to pick up, you know, Song Jin Woo and bring him under his wing type thing.
Yeah. No, honestly, bro, like again, I read the manhwa, bro, so I already know what's gonna happen. So I'm trying not to spoil it for nobody, bro. But I like the trajectory you're thinking things are gonna go.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of how I see it. That fire dude has some insane powers generally,
Yeah.
and they make all the S ranks look cool as shit. Like what the hell? Everyone
So
looks like so normal, and then you have the S ranks just look deadly.
so let's talk about the ant part. I like that they were showing what was supposed to happen in this, like they were building up to it from episode 1 or 2 of the first season, where they kind of showed the ant was evolving. They talked about
Yeah.
Juju, and then from that point on, I really liked how they just kept reintroducing it slowly but surely until we got to a peak where it was like, all right, a final villain was created, the ultimate perfect villain was created. And by the way, it's kind of a random side fact. Did you know Jeju Island was a real island?
Damn, where is that?
I think it's somewhere in the Indian Ocean, if I'm not wrong, but it's close to Korea.
Sheesh, bro. Yeah. Um, based on a true story or what?
Nah, nah, nah. It's not a true story. It's just a real place.
Before we get into the ant stuff, I'm looking at these pictures right now. Um, it's just insane how. Remember when he went with that weaker crew? And he fought the demons in the beginning when he was fighting basically the, the wizard.
Yeah.
Everyone was gonna get killed right there.
Oh yeah, 100%, bro. That I forgot, completely forgot about that. That shit was fire, bro. Because all right, bro. Loki is kind of he was messing with people because like he was just holding the backpack. He was putting the fries in the bag per se. Like he wasn't doing nothing, bro. And then he's like, all right, bro, I'm gonna have to show up real quick, bro.
Yeah, because like the fact okay it was a whole big storm, right?
Yeah.
Because outside the gate, people were like all the S ranks and whatnot. They were like, "Yo, who is this guy?" Like people were questioning like, "Who is
Right.
this guy?" And the fact of the matter is nobody knew who he truly was, except the people inside the gate. And the only reason like he got to that point is because everyone was gonna die if he didn't do it. He did.
Exactly, bro. So honestly, bro, like we knew that he would be able to get out of the situation. I kind of just want to see how he was able to get other people out of the situation. Like if he cared, if he didn't, you know what I mean? So it made that part awesome.
Exactly. Exactly. But yeah, that was uh kind of intense moment for him. It was an intense moment for the crew, and then it was also like weirdly ironic the whole situation because people in the outside world were essentially trying to figure out who he was.
Exactly. Um, so yeah, let's get back to the Jeju Island part, the ant raid.
Yep.
All right, bro. Take me through your experience when you're watching it.
Okay. Firstly, the fact that old what do you call it? All the S rank hunters were called. How many? How many was it?
Shit, bro. They called in like 7 or 8 from Japan or something crazy like that. And then they
Yeah,
had a squad of like 6 or 7.
it was insane because before they even went to the island, right?
Mhm.
They had a little training and they had a little, a little fights, um, kind of sparring, right? So we got to see everybody's power, kind of face to face. And one guy struck out to me the most.
Okay.
I forgot his name. He was an old. He looked a bit older. He kind of reminds me of who's Deku's teacher in My Hero.
Oh, Eraserhead?
Yeah. So he looks just like Eraserhead, that dude. But I
Okay.
don't know. He seems like the strongest one out of them, out of the rest of the S ranks. I don't. Was he Japanese?
Yeah, he was a Japanese guy. Yeah.
Yeah, but he seemed like super strong. We got to see the rest of them fight, like go beast mode essentially. Um, and we got to see Sung Jin Woo, kind of show them what he has, just like a little hint of it. You know what I mean?
One of my
Um,
favorite parts. My fault. I didn't mean to cut you off. I think one of my favorite parts was when the ant was talking shit, bro. Because it was like, "Are you the king?" And the Japanese dude was like, "Yeah." And then he just got collabed, bro.
nah, this whole arc was just insane. But yeah, the fact that all of them went in, boom, and just kind of killing one was was a mission, right?
Exactly.
Like killing um even the lower level ants was a mission, and these are what S rank freaking hunters. And it's so weird how they came out of the gate, right? Or how does that work?
You talking about the ants?
Yeah.
So the way it works is if you're unable to clear a dungeon or a portal, I forget what they call it, they're able to leave from there. So what happened was they were unable to clear that dungeon, and the ants from there
Yeah,
were able,
okay.
and then that queen one was able to keep reestablishing new and new ants children, and that just kept evolving. So that might have been a problem. Like it could have just been like that magician one, for example. It could have been just that, and they would have been fine. But the fact that
Yeah,
evolving and producing stronger and stronger opponents and offspring, I feel like that was part of it. That made this one more particularly worrisome.
bro. Let's dive right into the ant, like Beirut's actual fight, right? He pops up. His aura is his bloodlust and his aura is sensed from like deep.
Right.
Like everyone shit their pants, basically. Like everyone shit the bed. All the S ranks shit the bed immediately. Um, and we saw him for like we saw him just come in. He has this like red aura around him. He looks demonic. Comes in, immediately just grabs one of the S ranks, like throws him like a child, and just starts doing that to like a couple more of the S ranks. I mean, don't kill me for not knowing old S rank names, but like he pretty much violated everybody, right? Um, even the girl, what was her name?
Shahin.
What was her name?
Her name was Shahin.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Even she got like one shot killed, essentially.
She got she got body slapped, bro.
Um, yeah, she got essentially one shot killed, and then yeah, the Japanese dude comes out, with the "I am the king." That shit was sick, but we all know these guys can't really do anything, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And at the end of the day,
And as a team, and they all got clapped. Like they had the healer and everything like that. Definitely, yeah.
like they're beat, like it's a GG. So as as my boy has leveled up to this point, he's pretty much unkillable. Song Jinwoo, and he takes control of battle, starts shitting on everybody, absolutely demolishes the Ant King.
Uh-huh.
Ant King actually has to transform into a new form to even compete. Um, and yeah, and this was just a showing that like Sung Jin Woo kind of showed the whole world right here, essentially, what he's capable of. Firstly, how OP his army, like his zombie power is, essentially. Um, and we got to see one of the craziest fights in anime history in terms of animation, for a fact.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
What do
Honestly,
you?
I was gonna say, like, honestly, bro, it was peak, bro. Like in terms of animation, artwork, art style, everything was there. Um, so I guess we could talk about like the overall aesthetic and the vibes of the show. So obviously, artwork and animation was peak, right? You'd agree?
Yeah, one thing I do want to preface before we get into that is it was super easy for him to kill him. Like realistically, like
Yeah.
it should have been a bit harder.
You
Like
mean
it was like
like mentally, like when he killed those people, like
no,
actually?
the Ant King.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
He defeated the Ant King a bit too easily, in my opinion.
Okay, so that's actually one thing I wanted to ask you, bro. So I guess what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit different elements of the show. We're gonna talk about obviously the bigger things, the bigger picture, art, animation, stuff like that. But then we're also gonna hit like I guess the weak points or the nitpicking points. So art and animation, I would say is fire. You'd agree?
100%.
So let's get to the nitpicking points. All right. So firstly, bro, his overpoweredness, bro. That that's an issue with a lot of people. People feel like he didn't really struggle as much. Obviously, his power is overpowered. But would you say he struggled not enough or he struggled too much?
I think, look, if he struggled a bit more with the Ant King, I would have been fine.
Okay.
Like, because he did struggle with like the other enemies a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I honestly feel like the one he struggled the most with was that snake in season one.
The snake in season one.
Yeah, he fought like a giant snake in some random dungeon.
Yeah, season one was a lot more balanced for sure.
Honestly, bro, that might have been his hardest fight in terms of him struggling, bro. But now it
Yeah,
just feels a bit too overpowered.
yeah. I did like the wizard one. I think that he
Yeah.
struggled pretty hard with, and that was good. I think he got through the actual obstacle of getting through like the hell hole a bit too easily.
Yeah, yeah,
Like the like I'm not talking about the end fight. I'm talking about just getting to the end fight.
yeah.
I think that was a bit too easy for him.
He did all 100 floors and it felt like an episode and a half.
Yeah, exactly. So, um, definitely think that he could have struggled a bit more there.
Mhm.
Um, and
What about him posting up against some of the other S ranks? I felt like there was really no contest there. He probably would have kicked that Japanese dude's ass if they were to fight for real.
yeah, yeah, 100%. Um, but yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on
All
the
right.
whole overpoweredness aspect of it.
Yeah, the other thing I was gonna say is a lot of people are nitpicking on his relationship with Chahin. Obviously, this is mostly people that read the manhwa. There was a lot more interaction between the two. There was one scene, and I don't know if this is in the last episode or not, but basically there's like a funeral for the healer, right? Did you see that episode?
The funeral for the healer. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So during that episode, there was a scene where she kind of looks to the side and he's walking by. In the manhwa, he actually notices her looking. So there was some, some spicy tension going on there, you feel me? But in the anime, it wasn't portrayed. And they did take out the time to show her looking at him, but they didn't show him looking back at her, which was kind of a weird twist for I don't really know why they would do that if they did take out the time to do that, but I don't know, man. People are obviously rooting for the two of them, so it's kind of weird that they didn't include that.
They're getting shipped.
Oh yeah, for sure. Easily, bro. You go on Twitter right now, bro, that's all you're gonna see. You're gonna see her and him and Esso Rider, bro, that demon.
Who?
Esso Rider, that demon.
Who's that?
He was the girl, the demon girl inside of the tower.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, that was one other nitpick that a lot of people had. But for me personally, bro, I don't really care about that part at the very least. I was more concerned about like his overpoweredness and him not really struggling a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Because then it takes the fun out of the anime. You know what I mean?
So
That's what classic shonen's about.
right, exactly, dude. So that was the next thing I was about to say. So like bottom line, bro, I would say, and feel free to give me your opinion on, but I would say that as a battle shonen, I feel like this is a peak anime. As a general story where you want to have more depth in the story, you want to have like a plot that's actually like intricate. You want to see struggle, you want to see like the main character prevail. I feel like that's not all there with this series, but again, as a classic battle shonen, I think that this is a good series.
Honestly, I feel like it's a modern shonen if that's a term.
Modern shonen? What do you mean by that?
I mean, like honestly, shonen, just the genre itself has changed over
Okay.
the like it's changed since the big three, right? Everything used to be a lot like dumber per se. Not like dumber, but like simpler. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Naruto was super simple. It was just like train hard, get fucked up, and then defeat, learn, defeat, keep going, right? Times the modern anime is just a bit different. They always have their own little twists. Modern shonen, I feel.
Okay. I can kind of see that. But I feel like in a way Soul Leveling was there too, because like we don't really see so much. Like we do see the build up with the whole Ant King. We see we start to see some of the build up with his dad. But other than that, like I don't know, bro. Like oh, and I guess there is a little bit with the whole system. But yeah. I feel like if you really wanted to, you could just kind of lay back, really just watch him fight, go crazy, and enjoy the series. You don't really have to care too much about all the
Like,
other.
yeah, like one thing in classic shonen, right? We're very used to training hard, struggling a lot, and then at the end you become the strongest, right? And in this case, and even among your peers, and in this case, I feel like he's already the strongest. Like, and that's not traditional in the sense of like a regular battle shonen.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
feel
for
like it's just everything's a lot more intricate in terms of storytelling now.
Yeah.
You can't just have these simple stories of, oh, there was just, a ninja in a village. Like it's like very small and it's been done a lot. Yeah.
No, I get that. I get that. All
Yeah.
right, so let's do our final rankings or ratings, I guess.
Yep.
All right, bro. What would you give out of 10?
I'm giving it a good 9, bro. It was pretty
Bro,
solid.
that's crazy. I had a 9 too, bro.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. Obviously if they nailed the OP part, I probably could have given it a 10. And honestly, it could still be a 10, bro. It's fire, but I want to give it a 9.
Okay, yeah, I give it a 9 too, just for the sole fact that, I wanted to see a little bit more struggle. But other than that, again, animation was on point. Everything that you could really want, soundtrack, animation, art style, it was all on point. It was just like I would say the lack of struggle and just a little bit. I'd dock some points just for plot, but that's whatever, bro. It's a webtoon, bro. You're not gonna expect like a One Piece type of plot, which is a nine's a really good rating, so that's what I'm gonna give it.
Yeah. I mean, it was very close to perfect.
Yes, sir. All
Yeah.
right, do you have any other final thoughts on Solo Leveling season two? Are you excited for Solo Leveling season three?
Yeah, I mean, Solo Leveling as a series has just been amazing. Season 1 was insane. Season 2 was arguably better, if probably not, but it was really, really good. Um, that's a yeah. What did you like better, season 1 or season 2?
I like season two better, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, I can see it. I can see that. I mean, I feel like I don't remember season 1 that well to even make a good decision on that. You know what I mean?
Season two is more memorable in terms of fights.
Like I kind of forgot. So I would have to like just watch like a recap and then kind of assess it. But that's kind yeah, it's kind of crazy how season 1 was such a hit. Anime of the year, right?
Yeah. For like obviously there's so many different platforms, but for some platforms it was.
Yeah, and um I mean season 2 might be do that again, you know?
Yeah, I know our community rankings had I can't even talk. So Loving season one as the anime of the year, and then we had it season two as anime of the season. So yeah, obviously our Discord members really do love So Lovely.
I mean, it's sick, bro. Everybody watches Solo Leveling. Literally, like I would just get into random conversations with people and they're like, "Yo, you watch Solo Leveling?" Like literally everybody watches Solo Leveling. It's kind of
Yeah,
crazy.
sure. I think it's one of those gateway animes too. Like you could get into it, kind of like how a lot of people got into Demon Slayer. I think that So Lovely has that same opportunity.
Yeah. I would say for me, it kind of gives like Attack on Titan kind of vibes in terms of like getting somebody into anime.
I
Attack on
guess
Titan kind of carries with like its story,
uh
and then I would say this kind of carries with its like um just animation and just concept. The concept is really nice.
yeah, it's fair.
Yeah.
Um I think we should end off with just kind of the future of Solo Leveling. So, just to kind of recap, season three was announced, but we don't know exactly when it's going to be. We've heard rumors that the producer, the director, is currently working on a bunch of different projects. So there's no, I guess, urgency from the director to get this season three up and running quickly. Obviously, it's very, very popular. A lot of people watching it. So I'm assuming that it's gonna come sooner rather than later. The manga itself is already completed, so they don't really have source material that they're waiting for to build up, kind of like how One Piece did. But I don't know, man. And I did hear a rumor a while ago that season they had like 7 or 8 seasons stored, like 7 or 8 seasons that they had in the books that they wanted to do to complete the series. So, it's going to take a while, but it's definitely going to get there eventually. And it's, in my opinion, there's probably no chance that it gets canceled.
No, no chance in hell. This is literally the number one anime right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not even close. It's like everyone knows.
Yes, sir.
But
All right.
yeah,
I think that's going to be it for this episode. Let us know your guys' opinions on solo leveling. Join our Discord. Let us know. We want to hear whether or not you guys like solo leveling, if you guys think it's overrated. I know there is a decent amount of following of people that dislike it just because it's overhyped, which, is totally understandable. Maybe you don't like a series because like a lot of people don't like certain series because it's overhyped and then that's all they hear. I don't blame you guys. So maybe you're a part of that demographic. So I definitely understand that. So if you guys have other opinions more harsher than ours, definitely join our Discord and we'll talk about it there. But if you guys like solo leveling and you don't think we did enough justice to say how good it was, let us know as well. But yeah, with that being said, that's going to be it for this episode, and we'll catch you guys on the next episode of One Piece. Not playing of Anime Plus. Until then, take it easy. Peace.
peace.